Charlie Boy playing as Proto Man, and you have both Mega Kyle and Prodigy playing as Mega Man. And it looks like we got 2 going Flash and 1 going Air. Looks like we got Fat Fiends in the first section of Airman stage, so we're going to see Charlie Boy doing a strat called pause buffering, where essentially what happens is you press pause and it resets the sprite's spot, and you use that in order to guide yourself very slowly to the platform. Fortunately, there wasn't a Fat Fiend in that gap right there for Charlie Boy, but didn't cost him either. And it looks like we got 1 more Fat Fiend to get past here, and it's gotta get that big toe, and there we go. Alright, so we're past the first dangerous hurdle of Airman stage. Meanwhile, we got Mega Kyle and Prodigy more or less in sync through Flashman stage. As we see Shrimp. Let's see if either of our runners grabs the E-Tank up here. Alright, Prodigy showing off a little swag as he slides back into the door, and we got Quickman in Flashman's room, as Charlie Boy is also nearing the end of his Airman state. And it looks like both of our runners are opting to use that Flashman E-Tank. I don't blame them, but this Quickman is Buster susceptible. And it looks like we got a huggable Bubble Man in Airman's room here. But fortunately, the being Buster susceptible makes it a bit easier. But with that, all the runners got 1 Robot Master down. Let's see where they go next. Ooh, that's tough going for Mega Kyle. He finds Heat Man, and that's a long stage with no items. Prodigy's on Bubble Man. We got Charlie Boy in Quickman stage. So, gotta feel bad for Mega Kyle right now. He's got no items, and he's gonna have to go all the way through this Bubble Man stage, or Heat Man stage. It's unfortunate that he got it second instead of first, because at this point, resetting is more or less not an option. We do allow resets in this game because of the hidden stage names, because generally we don't want to see stages like Heat Man or Crash Man without having items. But sadly for Mega Kyle, he's going to have to traverse all the Yokus. And obviously, because, again, this is a zipless tournament, you're not going to see Prodigy do the bubbles that... Ooh, and he takes a death on the spikes. So doing the bubbles that, you would ignore all this garbage in this long stretch hallway right here. But because we're doing zipless, we have to actually traverse this rather treacherous hallway of Purple Drink. Meanwhile, Charlie is going down the Quickman shaft here, lasers, and will be the first one at the next Robot Master Ball Star. Ooh, and the Prop Top tackling Mega Kyle. He's going to have to do this hallway again. Looks like that leaf shield is actually pretty good. Looks like it's also vanilla-ish, but it also doesn't cost you as far as... And we got Flashman in Quickman's room. Meanwhile, we got seafood at the end of Bulbman stage with both crabs and shrimp blocking the way. Charlie Boy wants to use that E-Tank. There we go. And let's see who's in... Ooh, we got Airman in Bubbleman's room. Let's see if he's a Velcro Airman. And see if he's a bro, too. Oh, he's a bro. This is an Airman. This Airman's a bro. As, the air shooters are being... Ooh, maybe not. Gotta be very careful here, Prodigy. Don't get... There we go. Okay. Oof, that was close. Great job on Prodigy's end. Charlie Boy taking down Flashman. And he's now in a Woodman stage. Mega Kyle finishing the Yoku Block section, and Prodigy is off to Metalman stage. So we got heat. We got hot wood at the end of Heatman stage here. And it looks like that leaf shield's not going to be our answer. Make Kyle end up. No, he might be able to survive this with Buster susceptible wood. Yep, there we go. It's actually going to be worried there if he wasn't, because it's thinking he might end up having to take a death. Alright, with that, looks like Mike Kyle is going to make his way to Airman stage next. Charlie Boy now up top the tree fort, where looks like we got the Joe Army up top. And the Prodigy's in the second section of Middleman stage here. Doesn't look too treacherous. Some beefy mets. We've got some hermit crabs. I swear, ever since I discovered pause buffering, this section right here has making that jump in that gap has made me very wary of doing it. So Mega Kyle taking a game over there, whether or not he wanted to or not is up in the air, but he's opting to forsake Airman stage for the time being. Meanwhile, Prodigy finding a good weakness for that Crash Band in Metal Man's room with Leaf Shield. So props to him. That's his third Robot Master. Charlie Boy quickly coming to the end of Woodman stage. He's got to be a little careful. He's low on health. Try not to get tackled by that shrimp. Looks like Prodigy has now also found Heatman stage, so that's going to be a long walk for him. Still haven't found any items. Looks like we found item 1 and item 2. My bad. And looks like, yep, just going right underneath the Metroids there. Mega Kyle also now up in the treehouse. Charlie Boy making it to the end of Woodman stage. There's a Metal Man waiting for him there. Let's see. Ooh, that's some fast metal. Wow, spammy and fast and ouch, ouch, ouch. That's unfortunate there. Looks like Mega Kyle is putting that Leaf Shield to work as he's saying, you know what? It doesn't cost me anything. It's fast. It's not inverted. So let's just keep walking through these stages with it. So Prodigy doing the Yoku clip here to get through that bottom Yoku. And Charlie Boy also going to be going through Heatman stage here in a moment. So all our runners will have found Heatman stage. Prodigy fortunately has item 1, but you know it's not really needed. It looks like Charlie Boy looks like he picked up item 2 along the way, so he will definitely put that to use when he gets to the Yoku section here. So we got Mega Kyle about to take on Metal Man in Woodman's room. We got Prodigy about to take on Woodman in Heatman's room. I think Kyle was seeing is like, come on, let me just use Leaf for the rest of the stage. But fortunately, that weak Metal Man to Buster makes it moot. And Prodigy using his Buster inside Woodman's shield, taking him down rather quickly. So we got Kyle moving on to Quickman stage. We'll see what Prodigy ends up going next. He's going to go to Woodman stage now. Charlie trying to use that item 2 as a platform to get above the... having a bit of trouble doing it. He's saying, screw it, I'll just jump him like a peasant. Iraqi Vet was going to join us for this first race, but life delayed him a little bit. He will be joining us for the second race in this seed. Hey, don't need to apologize, Iraqi Vet. Life happens. Alright, Charlie Boy is almost out of this very laggy section with the prop tops of the Yokus. He just has to get to the wood door and he'll be smooth sailing from there. getting the extra life with the low item 2. Meanwhile, Prodigy trying to take his time as he is low in health. Mega Kyle was low in health. Mega Kyle about to hit the Quick Man door where Flashman is. Prodigy halfway through Woodman stage. I believe he'll end up facing Metal Man at the end of this. Ooh, I figured that was going to happen to Charlie Boy with the low health going into Woodman. Kyle having to consume that E-Tank for this Flashman fight. That Flashman's a high jumper, quick and high jumping. Little dangerous and treacherous for this particular room. But Kyle finally gets him in the corner using Flashman, Woodman's Leaf Shield to juggle him. Charlie Boy taking down Woodman in Heatman's room. Prodigy taking down Metal Man in Woodman's room. Charlie now going to Metal Man. Mega Kyle going to Bubble Man. Prodigy going to Quick Man. Alright, let's see how our runners handle the stage. Mega Kyle is definitely putting that Leaf Shield to use ever since he first got it. So he's getting his money's worth out of that Leaf Shield. Anyway, so we got. Let's see. I hadn't seen this Quick Man room earlier because of doing commentary for 3 people is a little rough. So seeing all these moles in this hallway is a little rough. Seeing those worm dispensers, toothpaste dispensers, a little rough. Charlie Boy trying to use as much as item 2 here in the second section of Metal Man stage. He'll end up facing Crash Man at the end of this. Speaking of stages we haven't found, we have yet to find Crash Man, but all our runners are going to eventually find Crash Man as it's one of our remaining levels, aside from some various other levels that they have yet to do. Alright, and Charlie Boy takes down Crash Man in Metal Man stage. He also completed Heat Man stage, so he's got 3 more Robot Masters to go. Prodigy taking down Flashman in Quick Man's room. We got Kyle taking on Airman in Bubble Man's room. And find item 2 for Prodigy, and we got Kyle going off to Metal Man's stage. We got Prodigy heading to Airman's stage, so we know Quick will be his last stage. Charlie Boy is now in Bubble Man's stage. We also know Kyle will have to go back to Airman's stage here in a moment, as there'll be Fat Fiends waiting for him. Speaking of Fat Fiends, Prodigy has discovered the Fat Fiends in Airman's stage, which made Kyle flee. You know, and I can't blame him. Charlie Boy, on the other hand, actually found Air, I believe, second, and said either second or first, and decided, you know what, I'm going to go through with this. Prodigy putting that pause buffer to use to get past that section there. And it's a bit rough, I gotta tell you. Alright, and Charlie Boy quickly approaching the bubble door, as well as Mega Kyle approaching the metal door. Prodigy in the last stretch of Airman stage, heading towards the Airman door. And we got low health going into this Airman fight. Let's see if Airman will be just bro enough for Charlie Boy here. Nope. could not get over that air shooter. So Charlie would have to start that fight again. Mega starting their crash fight. Looks like we got a dumb crash, kind of. Definitely firing that crash bomb awfully slow, but not too difficult for Mega as Prodigy now takes down the huggable Bubble Man. And down he goes. Mega is going back to Airman stage as Prodigy starts his Crashman stage. Should at this point, I believe, have 2 of the items. I don't know which 2. He has item 1 and 2. So item 3 will actually be here at the end of Crashman stage. So as we can see on Charlie Boy's screen, we see the Springer enemy and Shrimp. So this crash climb could be rather treacherous on our way up. And the Shotman not doing Prodigy any favors. So Charlie Boy having finished the bubble stage. And making our way through this elevator section for Prodigy. Fortunately, looks like the one of the shrimp weren't guarding the ladder, so that's fortunate for our runners. Now we got to make it through the last climb here. I believe, well, Prodigy's on his last Robot Master, so Prodigy is in the lead. I know that much. I think Charlie Boy has 2, maybe 1 remaining. I know he did Heat. I don't know off the top of my head if he did Flash yet. And we got Mega finishing the Airman stage. So he's going to start his crash climb. That's going to be his last Robot Master. So let's see who's waiting for us in the crash door. I have not been keeping track of actual Robot Masters. And, oh, it's Heat Man. So let's see if we're going to do some hunting. No, he's Buster susceptible. And he's a very average Game Boy colored Heat Man, so this won't be too long. And down goes Heat Man. Mega Kyle regretting his life choices as he used Time Flash Stopper to stop the Springer enemies. And Charlie Boy on his last stage with Flashman. Prodigy, when he is done with Heatman here, will be the first of our runners to head into castle stages. And you'll also have gotten item 3. So he'll be the first, and Kyle will be right behind him. He's got to make sure he doesn't get sniped by the Shotman. Charlie Boy currently starting his last Robot Master stage. And so, if you've never seen Mega Man 2 Randomizer race or or been part of the community for long, we actually have a game we like to play. And that's to, 1, guess the color of the dragon, and then 2, for bonus points, guess the weakness. So get those colors of weakness in the chat, folks, and we'll see the results when we get to the end. As for me, I'm going to choose choose a Grimace purple-looking dragon that is weak to, we'll say, Crash. Now it looks like the Joe army is guarding the front door to Wiley's castle, as they are on every section of this stage. They're in the first section, they're in the ladder section. I swear, if there are any more Joes in this climb here, I might throw a fit. And it looks like Charlie Boy actually finished Flashman stage before Mega Kyle, so he is the second of our runners to make it. And Mega Kyle is going to be right behind him. And well, I guess I'm a witch now. And certainly meets some of my color values. It's not the Buster. Is it Heat? How about Quick? Not Quick. Metal? Not Metal. Crash? It's Crash. So clearly I've become a witch. So down goes the dragon for, I don't know, is it the curse? It's more of a blessing, because I got both things correct. Alright, so Charlie climbing up the ladders here in Wiley 1. Mega Kyle a couple screens right behind him. Any mistake by Charlie Boy, Mega Kyle would just jump up into second place here. So he's got to be Charlie Boy's got to be a little careful, but you know he doesn't know that because no one's screen watching. We're on the honor system. Prodigy trying to be careful in the long hallway here, as we got tin cans blocking the way, and he finds Leaf Shield to be the best option to take down these tin cans. And let's take down the Chanky Maker at the top of the item 3 wall. Charlie Boy, meanwhile, about to take on the dragon. And he was already on Crash. So good for him. Second page chance. Meanwhile, Prodigy's starting the Pico fight. Not weak to Buster. It's weak to Leaf, but it doesn't one-shot it, therefore it is bad. It's not Quick, not Air, not... well, it wasn't, so, looks like Prodigy is settling for this Metal Blade here. So usually we like to see our Leaf Shield one-shot Pico, because then you can just stand there and let him run into you. But it was going to do 2 shots, and Prodigy's like, no thanks. Prodigy wisely taking an E-Tank here, so then he can continue. And down goes Pico for Prodigy. Meanwhile, Mega Kyle doing the item 2 shuffle, while Charlie Boy is in the long hallway. It looks like he's just going to damage boost his way through, which I don't recommend, considering a full tin can does a lot of damage. Looks like Prodigy's going to take the time to refill on some weapons. Mega Kyle is taking the time to not only get the C-Tank, but find our Crash Wall weakness, which is also randomized. And it looks like this seed is the Atomic Heat to destroy the walls. So a little side note is when we get to the Boo Beams later, Heat will not be the weakness for him, as both the heat and the wall weakness and the boo beam weakness are completely different. Alright, so try to make sure he can get up the wall here and takes out the Chanky Maker beforehand. Charlie also opting to use Metal Blade against Pico. Prodigy now taking on a very yellow Guts tank. Is not weak to Air Buster. Quick, nope. Not Bubble. Not Metal. And not Crash. So that leaves Heat and Leaf Shield. And ooh, that Heat is not particularly good. So we're going to have to finish him off with Leaf Shield. So we found from Prodigy that both Heat and Leaf Shield are the weapons to take down the Guts tank. Charlie taking the time to refill his Metal Blade. Kyle just taking down Pico. As Prodigy begins Wiley 4. As we have the upcoming Anxiety. Also, shoutouts to Mega Man X and Flame Mammoth stage. Alright. Alright, so we're about to hit the anxiety rooms here. Let's see what tortures await Prodigy here and our other runners. Ooh, we got prop tops in the anxiety rooms. That can be a bit tricky. Ooh, and Prodigy misses his jump there. Fortunately, he doesn't go too far back. He's pretty much right there. But that, and it won't cost him too much time. But we do now know that the anxiety rooms are going to have prop tops in them. Prodigy doing the Wiley for shuffle on the ladder. Opting instead to just use item 1 to get over the middle section there in the third part of the anxiety rooms, and Buster jumps over in the last spot. Alright, so we're approaching the boo beam room. We're going to have to find out what boo beams are weak to. We know the crash walls are weak to atomic fire, but Prodigy doesn't know that. So we're going to try our god weakness first in metal. And, oh, it's metal! We got a god weakness here for the boo beams. So we will not be destroying any walls whatsoever. We're just going to use Metal Blade to get over the last, jump over the last section, and boom, down goes the boo beams. Alright, so Prodigy is entering Wiley 5. The music in Wiley 5 pretty much goes throughout the fights. We won't be dealing with boss music every time we enter the teleporter, so the music that's playing now will continue throughout the stage. The only time the music will change is when is possibly through Metal Man, which is kind of a glitch, but you know, if it happens, it happens. But pretty much the music you're hearing now is the music we're going to hear through the stage. And looks like Prodigy is going to use that Leaf Shield to juggle Flashman at the teleporter entrance and take the drop from him. There. Hope that Airman is bro enough for him in the refight here. It doesn't look like he's being a bro. Meanwhile, Charlie Boy has started his refights, as well as Megakala is about to take on his booming fight. He knows Megakala, I believe, is the only one of our runners that actually knows the wall weakness, but he's going to kick himself when he finds out that the boomings are weak to metal. As he begins his search, meanwhile, I believe Prodigy is doing some soul searching with these weapon weaknesses. I think he found a good one with that quick, but I guess he said it wasn't enough, and goes back to metal to what looks like might have been a super weakness there for Quickman. Prodigy has 2 more free fights. Charlie Boy is on his 4th. Megakala is starting their free fights. Also, this year we're probably going to have a fierce battle between the audience and our runners, as there's a war between clockwise and counterclockwise for the refights. So if you don't want to be an enemy, you're going to pick clockwise, gang. Alright, so we're going to take on the machine here, and it looks like it's Buster Weak. There is a chance that the machine is not susceptible to the Buster. So, but this time it doesn't matter. So, usually like to come into the machine fight with an E-Tank in case you have to do some soul searching trying to find a weakness for the machine, but it's Buster Weak this time, so it matters little. Alright, so we're on what our good commentary friend Freako likes to call Victory Road. I think Prodigy was thinking, like, do I need to refill on weapons? No. So he's just going to go straight to the alien door here. As taking a quick glance and see where our other runners are for this fight. Looks like Charlie found Crash as a weakness for Flashman. I believe he has 2 more. Kyle, in the end, is taking on Quickman. Let's see what our alien weakness is. Not Crash, not Metal. Page 2, it's Leaf. And down goes the alien for Prodigy as he finishes with an official SRL time. 33-16. Get those GGs in chat, folks, for Prodigy being the first of our runners here to finish. We got both Charlie Boy and Megakala still doing their refights. Charlie Boy just finishing their refights. Kyle, I believe, has 2 more left, as he's part of Clockwise Gang. Oh, he's got 1 more left, so he's actually right behind Charlie Boy, going into the machine. I thought Megakala might have been making a mistake there by not picking up that energy, but he does. Charlie Boy is taking down the machine, about to take on the alien. Megakala right behind him, mashing down that buster on the machine. And down goes the machine from Megakala. So we know our Leaf Shield is our weakness for the alien. See how quickly Charlie Boy gets to Leaf Shield here. Buster, page 2 Gambit for Charlie Boy. Fortunately for Charlie Boy, it wasn't Crash because he was out of Crash. And he finds out he's shielding. He is now done. He finishes with a time of 35:17. Mega Kyle about to start his Wiley alien fight. See how quickly he finds Leaf Shield. He's already on page 2 as he was using Flash to get to this room. He's going to go to Metal first, then Crash. Nope. And now Heat, Air, and now the one that's actually correct. He's actually being careful here because I didn't see if he had an E-Tank, but he takes him down all the same. And Megakala has finished now with a time of 35:57. Get those GGs into chat, folks, as our runners put on a really good show here. So give us a moment here to take a breather and reset to set up for the second of our showcase races here. Alright, folks. Thanks for sticking around as we were getting everything set up. As Iraqi Vet will be joining us now for the second part of this showcase race of the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament. Alright, and all of our runners are ready, so give me a moment here as I release the gates for them. Alright, so the gates have been released finally for this second race of our showcase this afternoon. Once again, our runners are Charlie Boy, Mega Cow, Prodigy, and for the second part of this showcase is Iraqi Vet joining us. I'm Siberian 9 on commentary. We have 2% Chungus helping us out with the tracking this afternoon, so shout outs to him. Once again, I want to thank SpeedGaming for hosting our tournament. As we have it's pretty much about ready to go. I believe this week is the last chance to sign up for this tournament. So if you want to join this tournament, please do so. This is the last week in order to sign up for it, as I believe next week the tournament actually begins.